best watching to see of all people.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? In my brief time of learning about rugby, I've done a few videos for the channel on the Springboks. I did one on the team itself, I did one on Faf de Klerk, and one on Cheslin Colby. And today we're looking at Eben Etzebeth, a video from Die Hard Rugby titled The Greatest Rugby Enforcer of All Time, Eben Etzebeth. I've seen him in other compilations I've done, but I've never really taken a look at him specifically. That's what we're going to do now. And you might be out there thinking, hey, what's with the cool Springboks beanie? You're not cool enough to wear that. And I'm probably not, but I'm wearing it anyway because it was sent to me by a very kind subscriber who sent me a Springboks scarf, a Springboks beanie, and a few other things. And I'm very appreciative, so thank you, Lauren. I appreciate it very much, and I will wear it proudly. And I'm wearing it right now with Eben Etzebeth. We're both kind of Springboks, you know, him and I. So we both have that connection in common. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what this is all about.
An incredibly strong Springbok team that will be led out by the towering figure of Eben Etzebeth.
Man. He's number 4, that's him. This is a perfect example. That's a perfect example of why I love this game, comparing it to American football, that I really respect about it, and that's the players play whether they have the ball, whether they don't have the ball. Whatever. If their side doesn't have the ball, they're in the game. If their side has the ball, they're in the game. Different than the total specialization of offense and defense in American football. And it's just cool to see him, because I know he's a big tackler and kind of a defensive guy, but he runs with the ball so well too. I think he's 6'8" and strong. He tossed that guy. I've seen the guy in red a lot in compilations. He must be another kind of big-time player. So these two guys are kind of, I would guess these two guys are big names going up against each other in this little tussle here.
Eben Etzebeth, bumping best watching to see of all people.
Wow, that's crazy. The guy who was trying to make the tackle actually, wrapped him up, but there was no one there to wrap up. Oh man. Good hands. Just so athletic for the size. The guy with the ball came in with such momentum, apparently, but it was just stopped. I mean, it's like he hit a wall when he hit Etzebeth. Blocks the kick and makes the tackle. That's just such a beautiful textbook tackle. Now, I'm not specifically sure about what the term enforcer means. But I think that's a good example of it. The other team does kind of a shady thing by pulling the hair, and Etzebeth was just didn't hesitate. I think that's kind of the enforcer's role to make the other team pay for things like that. And he was in there. He was in there quick.
Now, Eben Etzebeth's got to get out of there as well.
So we've got a clear penalty here for a high tackle, okay? He's got him high, he's pulled him to the ground. What we have after is unacceptable by any player, especially the captain, okay? We're going to continue with the penalty for you here, but be very careful when players run in.
Look at his arms. He's a big guy. When I think of 6'8" athletes, I think of like basketball players who are great athletes, but they're pretty lean usually. He's 6'8", and he's a big guy. I mean, not just height big.
There's a high chance that we could return the penalty over.
He's strong.
I've talked to him already, okay? Please control your team and control yourself as well.
Oh, man. Let me see this. Oh, God. That's crazy. I know there's a lot of, rugby fans and rugby players probably take a lot of pride in the no helmets and no pads like there is in American football. And, I think there are other reasons that make rugby a very cool sport compared to American football. But in that situation, to go in there and try to block that kick without a helmet, mostly without a face mask that comes on the helmet. I mean, that ball didn't miss his nose by much. It takes courage. It takes guts to try to block a kick. I mean, I guess that's how the game's played, but that's a striking moment to me, because I've seen so many football games, American football games, where the guy will go in and try to block a punt or a field goal attempt, but they have the face mask that's gonna, if it happens to hit him in the face, it'll deflect off the face mask. But this is just pure guts right there. Quick, fast. 6'8", quick and fast. That was a quick elbow. Oh man, just drives him out of bounds. Did he kind of intercept that? God, he's pushing guys a long ways. I never seen that with the kind of the knocking it backwards to a teammate. It's like a jump ball in basketball. That's a big guy. Man, he's athletic. Wow, that's cool. You know, it's like I said, I love the fact about rugby that they stay on the field no matter whether their side has a ball or not. And I always I've seen like Cheslin Colby, and my thought was, you know, he's so good with the ball and so quick, and he scores a lot. But the highlights of Cheslin Colby also include him making tackles. And that's the guy who's like, you know, you think of as a guy who is just so fast and so quick and plays on the edge, but yet the highlights of him are also making tackles. And with Eben Etzebeth, I'm thinking he's like, you know, known as an enforcer, and he's probably very physical and, you know, maybe leans more toward defensive standout, but yet in the highlights of him, he's got the ball, he's running. It's such a great aspect of rugby compared to American football, which has, you know, as you probably know, just so specialized in terms of who plays offense, who plays defense, you know, substitutions constantly. Rugby, they stay out there, and it's cool. It's a great game in that way. Very cool. So anyway, Eben Etzebeth, the greatest rugby enforcer of all time. That was very cool. Lauren, thank you again for the cool beanie, and I will see you guys later. Thanks.